Hey traders, this is Travis from ProfitbullPro doing another weekly review. Today is January 12th, 2019. This is now week 51. It's only 52 weeks in a year. I think average on a trading year 257 days. So we're going to get to it, guys and gals. Right now we're looking at the US dollar CAD. This week, US dollar CAD was really mixy out of all the pairs. I think it beat 4 out of 8. So it had a 50-50. I'm wrong. 4 out of 7 major pairs that it beat. It beat CAD Japanese Yen, CAD US dollar CAD. It was another winner of CAD Switzerland franc and Euro CAD were their winners. They couldn't beat out New Zealand CAD, which New Zealand was the strongest currency pair out of all of them this week. Aussie CAD, which when you see New Zealand having strength, you're gonna see the Aussie have strength. And Great British Pound against the CAD, they really knocked them out the park this week. Not by much, only 8.08%. In the beginning of the week for the CAD had a lot of bearish momentum, especially for the IV PMI report. And then when we got closer in the week for the Bank of Canada's statement, that's when things hit its peak. Housing data came through around Wednesday to Thursday. And then after that, as you already know, naturally throughout the week, you're going to have a high, you're going to have a low. And hey, it was Friday, we hit the lows. So that's what broke down a lot of the gains for the CAD. You couldn't really withstand those. We're going to be looking at US dollar CAD today on the charts, but just be mindful that from the open and the close of the week, it was 107 pips, but through the whole week, it was just a lot of pips that could have been made. I think we actually hit a max of 250 pips. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that being said, let's get into the charts. So, this is a weekly chart. As you can see, this is a major price zone, hence why we have a lot of rejection coming here. We just got through another major price zone here, and I was warning everyone last week about this, and it went through. This is that other 200 pips that I was talking about, but we couldn't count those because, hey, it got rejected. But we did make money on there. So let's get into the 4-hour. So this was actually a signal that I sent out to the group. If you're not in our Telegram group, I sent this out on. All right, so sent it out on at 1 p.m. Oh, this is when we took the profit. Sorry. So there we go. 8:36 a.m. Told the group, hey, I don't really get into the technicals and words, but if you know how to read charts, you can make money with us. So the forecast was get in at this white zone, entry, stop loss was at this red zone, take profit was in this area. And I told us to get out early when we got to this zone, actually. And we did well. We really did well. It was a great trade. Some people in the chat group told me that they got in a little early down here. And I usually tell people, hey, if you're using the Ichimoku technique that I train people in personally, tell people don't trade in the cloud. You can get some mixy here. But hey, they did well. They understood what was going on fundamentally, and they took the risk and they made the money. I can't be mad at that, How can I be mad? So congratulations. But as a teacher, I would say, please follow your rules. Don't break the rules out of greed. I'd rather have safe trades than be sorry. So that's why I told people to get in at the levels that we got in. But hey, winners are winners. But just be careful. Excuse me. So let's break into why we got into that trade. So we have on the 4-hour the Ichimoku cloud. We was way, way below, And as we already know fundamentally, because of the government shutdown, the trade deal with China, US dollar was really weak. And just like I said last Sunday, I said this is going to be a week or a quarter that we're going to be really shorting the US dollar. As long as we don't have any fundamental news that can change things. Friday, Bloomberg report said that hey, Trump is considering um ending the government shutdown. Once that happens, we will get a push up north for U.S. dollar strength. I'm not gonna say it's gonna withstand that strength, but that's gonna be a small catalyst to bring people hawkish into the market and want to invest their money back into the US dollar, but not for long. I still see US dollar still having more weakness. A lot of other countries and banks are not fully confident. Excuse me. Also, it's in that overbought area, and I'll explain why. Pull up the US dollar index. Also, if you're in the chat group, you did get the alert that hey, be careful in the zone. I'll show you. I like to be very transparent. You can see in the chat group, you're gonna get some fundamental news. You're gonna get some information throughout the day. But yeah, this is where I said, hey, dollar index target will be low risk. Trade within this range. So as you can see on the chart here, hey, be careful because I saw that the reversal or just a little bullish momentum was coming in, creating this double bottom pattern. So with that being said, on the 4-hour, as we have talks of possible government shutdown being done, we may break this monthly pivot zone, even though it's very strong. We'll get to this area, get some rejection, and then continue crashing down. That is my forecast. It's not a prediction. It's just based off fundamentals and also technical chart reading. Okay. Anything else could be possible where we have more fundamental news that may come through as the weeks come along. Talking about fundamental news, let's get a look at our fundamental calendar and see what we have coming up next. So this week approaching us will be the week of the 12th or the 13th. So let's get that next week chart up. Wow, a lot of news. Let's change the impact to that. Change date to this week. Change the date to next week. There we go. All right, so Euro on Monday, 5 a.m. Eastern Time in America. We have major news here, but not that major. Denmark. All right, Tuesday, very important day. But for the U.S., we don't have much. So this Fed speech, very important, very mixy. You know, I would take it for a grain of salt. Just be careful on this day. Whoa. How did we go from? Okay, that's Monday up there. Freaked my eyes out. All right, so for Tuesday, just be careful right here. Wednesday, what will we have? Exports and imports prices. That could affect things, but it's not that major. Great British Pound inflation rates. That's important. Denmark inflation rates. That's important. Aussie. That's important. For Wednesday. Thursday, Japanese inflation rates. So like Euro inflation rates, you're gonna get that information as you go through past data, and that's why it's not that important. But right now, CAD inflation rates, but U.S. consumer staples, that's important. So that's that day, Friday. But there's nothing happening, you know. So you gotta really pay attention to the Twitter. You gotta pay attention to the Bloomberg report to see if any other news may come about that may wipe us out. But besides that, if we really cannot get anything else regarding that possible government shutdown ending, hey, we'll get to the zone, like I said, and then reject it, going right back down for the dollar index. Because right now we're just really bearish. If we look at this on a daily, we bounced out. If we can hold on this throughout the week, and like I said, consolidation and then fall, will be fine. And I spoke about this last week. So this is no surprise. We just have to be patient. If we don't get consolidation and break this zone, will be continue being bulls. But as of right now, we have to wait. And we'll trade within these ranges, paying attention to fundamental news and just news on Twitter based off our president in the United States and Bloomberg report. Okay. Also paying attention to the indexes like the Dow Jones, S&P 500, Nasdaq, you know, and whatever currency pair we are trading. If we're trading anything euro, the DAX, the Euro stock 50. So S&P BMV, for Spain. So like these are the things you want to also pay attention to. Also the bond market, the bonds, and then commodities. You want to look at the whole market as a whole. I tell my students, hey, find your top 3 currency pairs that you like to trade and then put them together and find out the imports, the exports. Really dive deeper into the currency pair. Treat this like a stock, You want to find the earnings. You want to figure out the company's weak points. If not, you're not going to make it as a trader. You're going to be really having a lot of guessing moments because price can tell you a lot, but if you don't understand why price is moving, you'll fail as a trader. Bear with me. One of the students is asking me a question. I apologize, guys. All right. So with that being said, so that's why we're gonna be still bearish on the US dollar CAD. You just have to be patient, wait for entries. Now, let's think about this in reverse. Let's say the US dollar does gain strength. Then what do? We find a mark. Me personally, move this more down here. This is a weak zone here. So we get in this area. After we pass this blue or teal color zone of price zone, if we break over this area, the 1.34, cool. Let's go long. Shoot up, take a few pips, measure that out. I don't care about this. People go, oh, you're missing out on potential money. Or I can be losing money in this area. So I don't like to play with possibles. We can get in. There's 100 pips here. And as we already know, for the week, we had over 200 pips a transaction. So I'd rather get the 100 pips than try to get the whole 200. And you see, Telegram, I told you guys. Sorry. So yeah. So with that being said, let's move on to the next currency pair. Have to pull out my notes. So we're gonna look at Japanese yen. Yeah, we're gonna look at Japanese yen. I'm gonna keep New Zealand dollar at the end, towards the end, because I was kind of thrown back from that. I was really taken back because I wasn't expecting that. But it kind of makes sense. I thought that money would get allocated to Switzerland franc this week, which, the Switzerland franc did well, but not well enough. So, US dollar, Japanese yen. So, let's talk about it. All right, so the flow of Japanese economy data release that likely ignited a little bit of yen volatility. So what we had on the charts, we had the Fed speak, which was midweek Wednesday, causing a more bearish move on Japanese yen as a whole. The global risk sentiment, that really pushed it in the beginning, especially what happened last week has people kind of fearful. But like I said, we're going to get this push up. I don't know if we're going to get to this level, but I do know we'll get down here again. My entry will be in this zone. I don't have a price point yet, but I know right now Japanese yen for the week was very weak. For the week, it was weak. It didn't have strength. I want to use other words. So with that being said, just be mindful that this is not going to end. I do see this still pulling further down, as long as we can continue with dollar index or US dollar strength weakening. So if the dollar can continue being bearish, we can still continue shorting. As we already know, for the week, it didn't happen. That's fine. This is consolidation point. We don't have people too bearish. We don't have people too bullish. That's fine. That shows something. So a few of my buddies are saying, hey, this can be a potential flag pattern. Yeah and no, because if we look at this, that's why. You know, if this was a flag pattern for the whole thing, like when they first saw it, this is where in the range that they was speaking about. Yeah, this could have been a flag pattern, but to me, I need the flag a little higher. This is a lazy flag. I need the flag up here, man. Let's bring this up. Flag needs to be up here for me to be confident. Like this, like a real flagpole, just waving high. This was like, you know what? We don't really know. We really repping this, So that's why I don't feel that way. It's still tilting towards the bears, in my opinion. So let's look at this on the pivot point zone. US dollar, Japanese yen. So we played around the S2 level. We're really close to a monthly level. So with that being said, there's not enough momentum and strength for the traders. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. My phone is blowing up. It's just how it goes as a mentor. So with that being said, it's just there's not enough volume. If I pull up my volume, it's curving. It's bell curving. It's not really that much strength. All of these orders have people nervous and worried. And like I said, the reason why we had this type of push over the holiday, there's no more money here because the money got taken out. So until we can get more traders in this zone, we're not going to get a push yet in either side. But I'm still very, very bearish on this trade. I will be shorting this once we get some more signals. Excuse me. So that's that. It's not much to talk about. Not much news there. Let me answer this text message. I apologize, guys. Not much going on there. All right, so now we have possible plays too, and let me bring it up on this chart. Wow, cool. Like I said last week, we can definitely get some targets in this area once we get signal that hey, the bears in the market. These can be potential areas to get targets, to get profits. So once we break this zone, we're definitely getting here. But we need the bears to jump in. Like, we just need it. So just be patient, ladies and gentlemen. If it happens, it happens. If not, we got plenty of money sitting up here. So you just have to wait. But I know it's not going that way. It's just, look at this. Look at this on a weekly. Look at this. We want to come back down. We got to. We want to. So, history repeats itself. Not always, but always. So, let's get out of here. Let's get on to the next chart. I know everyone wants to see Great British Pound. So, let's get to it. All right. So, let's pull it up on here. Oop, wrong one. There we go. Whoa. What's everything at? Where's my pivot points? On a minute chart. Don't want to be on a minute chart. There we go. All right. So, as we already know, we was very bearish throughout the year of 2018. So, we look at this on a weekly. Like I said last week, we need to slowly create this uptrend. Slowly creating. We're rejecting this area. Once we get past this monthly zone, it's a safe haven. But this is on a weekly. So, see this blue conversion line? We will get above this. This will be my indicator on here to start trading. So I'll keep an eye on the bigger time frame and a smaller time frame, meaning a 4 hour and a 30 minute. Let's go on a 4 hour. Just like Euro USD, we will be trading this to the north side. And if you haven't seen the signal in our chat group, we took those trades. Beautiful. Can't wait to talk about that next. But yeah, I definitely will be very bullish on the Great British Pound USD. As the dollar index is showing us that it's weakening, we will keep going long. We are overdue to be what? Bulls. That's all we want to be, profit bulls, and we want to take profit. So with that being said, the fundamentals are there. The only thing that can hold us back is the Brexit deal. All right, we only have now, I think, 80 days left until we have decision. Yes, there's a lot of news that's mixy, but like they say, trade the news, sell the whatever, you know. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna trade the news. So because the news is not here, we're waiting. Push. It's gonna keep pushing up. Excuse me. So zones. I won't have any signals until Monday, but if we can break over this, we can get to R2. We'll trade this to the R3. Wait, because now we're at a close monthly zone. We get more value. We'll rock it out. But this is gonna be dangerous. Why? Ichimoku Club, monthly zone. Hey, it's gonna get real mixy here, ladies and gentlemen, but I know we can do it. So, I know you love the pips. So, possible 170 pips. But on average, we already know that on a weekly, you can get over 300 to 400 pips movement in Great British Pound. So, with that being said, this could push. We just need that volume. We already saw on the economical calendar, we're going to have some news coming on certain days. A lot of them going to be throughout this week on Tuesday and Wednesday. Just be careful and patient. It will happen. So with that being said, let's go into go to Euro. So bring this back to dollar index. Bring this up. Not much news happening, in this world. But hey, what do we have here? Major zones, rejection, as we spoke about. We took profit here. and I'll show you the signal. Is this it? No, that's for the CAD. So this is it right here. Told the team, hey, we're gonna get in this area, take profit. And did it happen? I believe it did. I believe it did. So if we remove this pivot point, got in here, took profit. Some people said they took more. Hey, I respect it. That's not me, not a greedy guy. But hey, when I'm right, I'm right. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it doesn't happen much with the system. So yeah, like I said, only reason why I was able to see this market move, two reasons: fundamental news and data, and just knowing that, hey, we've been overbought and the dollar index is weak. Put that information together, there's no guessing. Just got to find a good price zone to get in and then start moving up. Also, I knew that we're going to have this monthly area. So as soon as we have that volume, we're going to have a rocket, man. You know, this rocket's going to just go up. If you're a crypto trader, this was mooning, you know. But this is just how the flow of the market is. This is just an impulse candlestick, you know, and we needed it. Push up, push against this major zone. When you get to major zones, major push, you know. So a little consolidation, rejection of a double top. I don't know if it's going to stay. The reason why we have this, just like we have on a dollar index, it's just reverse. Show it on the 4 hour. It's the same thing. Is it not, ladies and gentlemen? Just reverse, right? So same thing here at CAD, right? Only thing that's different here is Switzerland franc, and we'll get into that. But they're all connected. You're trading the same thing, just different currency pairs. So get back to it. So on a daily, once we break out this area, we'll be fine. We're really mixy within this cloud. Not to worry. Once again, we still have this nice uptrend that we're developing. Just need more momentum and volume in order to push through. We'll get back to the top. Once we get to this area, we'll get some consolidation, and then we'll be closer and closer to the Brexit deal. This is just time. As time rolls through, we'll get to this area. It just needs to happen. So that's that. Not much news that happened for the euro. Like, everybody's just talking about the same thing. China deal, Brexit, government shutdown. There's not much happening. So you just really got to figure out a sweet spot to get in. So that's that. Let's get right to it. You know, long awaited. People asking, what happened with New Zealand dollar? Why did it have so much strength? Well, we only saw the Australian commodity price building permits. So basically, fundamental news. The ANZ commodity price pushed up price, and then building permits also. So that dropped early Monday, causing price to push. It was the catalyst that they needed to get there. Let's pull up that chart. Oh, Nanda. Oh, no, not that one. There we go. And then pull it up on here. All right. Pivot points. So that news broke within this time zone. So let's highlight that area. That was the first news. Then we got another one right in here. So With that being said, retracement around the 55 moving average and conversion line. News also helped with positive information, pushing us up to R1, R2, rejection, news, positive, pushed us up. Like, it's not much to it, man. Like, as a trader, you need to understand fundamental news. You need to look at the charts. You have to have a great system. You have to understand price. Price is key. You need to understand price, time, and also volume. Like, you need those to trade. If you was trading penny stocks, right? And you're like, all right, cool. What do you need as a penny stock? You need volume, because if you don't have volume, that means you don't have transactions. If you don't have people buying and selling, then you're not going to have enough money fluctuating to push price to get that pump and dump. So why do you have a pump and dump? You have people that held at the bottom at a good price, and enough people, and then people jumping in at the middle, getting at, all right, so you got in at 25 cents, right? You got people getting at 35. You got people at 45, but you're trying to get out at a whole dollar, right? Once you get to the whole dollar, people are too late. That's all the transactions. You get out, price drops, and that's what a pump and dump is. I think a lot of traders forget how the market is, and they only see the charts and the lines and the indicators when there's somebody on the other side of that screen. Yeah, there's a computer. Yeah, there's the banks, but there's other humans, and you need all the other humans, or what they call on Bloomberg Report or CNBC, the dumb money, to get in. When you get all that volume, you get movement. When you get movement, you get a direction. That's how you can become a trend trader, or even as a swing trader on a smaller time frame. You need volume. If you don't have volume, you don't have anything at all. So that's key, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah. So that was what happened basically on the New Zealand dollar USD. I know I went on a rant, but I feel like a lot of people just don't comprehend that idea and method of how the market moves. I see like a lot of people wondering. I still get questions myself from new traders like, well, what time should I trade? What is your personality? I tell people, take a personality test, figure out who they are as an individual, and then go from there. How I trade may not fit you, but I can find a way that's best for you. So this is Travis from Profitbull Pro. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. If you didn't like, give us a thumbs down. Please leave a comment on the YouTube, subscribe, or hit the bell notification so then you know when we're making new videos on Profitbull Pro. Website will be coming in February, but for the time being, hey, check us out on our Telegram group. And if you want to support, we have actually cool long sleeve t-shirts. I'll show you a link down below. And once again, we love you. Thank you. Take care.